welcome to Château, the Pazayak. In today's episode of our little vlog here on the interwebs, I am once again not showing you like major renovation works because we're not doing those at the moment. We both have a business to run, we have 2 little girls to raise, so what this channel is all about is just showing you our life here in France and what we're doing on like a weekly basis. And if you think that this intro is a little chopped up, that's true, because I'm standing on a slope and my camera keeps on falling over, so that's not going great. What I am showing you today is some work I did for the pool renovation that we did. Well, it's 2026 as I'm filming this, so last year we did our pool renovations, but some things had to be done for the terrace. And also something that I'm doing inside of the castle with one of the floors. So as I said, snippets of Château life that I'm showing you. I did, however, on one of our first videos, get a lot of questions, which was funny because I was like, this YouTube channel will just be like background stories for the people who follow us over on Instagram. Turns out there's a lot of new folks here on YouTube, so hi, welcome. I got your requests about, can you do a tour? Who the F are you? Anyway. So I'll tape an introduction video next week and I'll save that for the coming episode. So if that's something that you're interested in, like who are these people, what is this castle, please make sure to subscribe to this channel. So then you'll be actually notified next week when I put out that video about who we are, what are we doing here, and this gorgeous castle. For today, I just want to say enjoy the work on the pool and the floors. And then I'll see you next week for the tour and introduction. Today is one of those days where you're really questioning your life choices. We have been living here for 4.5 years now, and we haven't gotten as far with the renovations as we anticipated, wanted, liked. I don't know. We had a baby. We ran out of money for a bit there. And things take time. And this week I found out again that things take time because Jan is away to Holland for his business for 10 days and the girls are in school. So I was like, yes, I'm going to do so much renovations. I had this big project in mind. But then, of course, one of the kids got sick. Then the other one got sick as well. 2 sick kids at home. Nothing to be done. Meanwhile, our contractor was here to finish the last work for the piscine. Turns out he needed another day, which is tomorrow. And in the meantime, I had to go clean the wall behind me. Because that wasn't anticipated, but we're doing it now because it's better. Long story. So that means that today I'm out in the rain with my high pressure cleaner while I have 2 sick kids inside who are hopefully not trashing everything. And then it's moments like these where I go, oh, that's why everything is taking so long. It's just life. It's just life. I forgot something as well, because a job is never just a job. I need to go clean this little wall. So I have to drag the pressure cleaner up here. I have to drag extension cord here as well. Now I'm actually on a quest to find... It's about 40 meters from here to the faucet, the tap, I don't know, like the water connection. That's no ordinary hose size. We have one that's really long and it's attached over there. But for some reason, the end of the hose over here is like naked. It either needs a female or a male, but it's naked. It's just a pipe with water coming out, which I cannot attach to the pressure cleaner. So now I'm on a quest to actually find if it even has like a little mouth or if it's always open. And I have the other hoses here as well, which then need to be attached to each other. I just found out the coolest thing. Big spiders really love to hide out in rolled up hoses. It was amazing. So now I've been out here for, I guess, 20 minutes. And I haven't cleaned a thing yet. And that's always, you think I'm gonna go clean the wall. And then you're doing a lot of other stuff, but not cleaning the actual wall. And I always forget these parts. I just think, oh, that's cool. My kids are over there. It's gonna take me 20 minutes to do the wall. Wah, wah, wah. No, it's not. Okay, so this one is gonna make it. Because he's all the way over there. That's good. This is the right, I guess it's a female. And that over there is a male. So that's good. I touched a bunch of spiders while I was at it, so that was great. And I'm being laughed at by the cat, who's like, are you in the rain? Where are you in the rain? So the only challenge I have now is that the end over there is male. But the water attachment thingy there also is male. And, well, in real life, I love same-sex marriages happening. It's not something you can do when you're trying to connect water pipes. Look what I found. They're random attachments. I should be able to get my attachment here. Do we think? Ooh. That's an actual spider in there. Ugh. This is going exactly as you think it's going. I have male, so I need a female part for in between. And of course we have all kinds of attachments. But the female part is nowhere to be found. So I'm just gonna check on the kids in the meantime. And I don't know, wait for divine intervention, I guess. It's going exactly as you think it's going. The kid who's supposed to be sleeping is running through the house. And the kid who is supposed to be sick on the couch watching a movie is also running through the house. So I have stuffed my face with chocolate and I have just said, you know what? You're 3, you're 6. You'll figure it out. I'm gonna do this again. I don't know what I'm doing. I have an attachment for a naked pipe here. And I'm gonna see if I can... Wait, does that make sense? Yeah. If I can attach it to the naked hose, which I already kind of know won't work because the naked hose is like one size too big. But I can find a female. I'm running out of options here, so doing something. The naked hose is indeed too big to fit in here, but I've realized that there's something else I can do, and which is just to get this kink out first, because otherwise I'm over there going, oh, it doesn't work, but there's just a kink in there. I could just switch the male for the female here, so that's good. I also feel very obliged to tell you that I might be muttering about the state of my life right now, but I would really like you to know that I'm very happy. Like, I love my kids, and I love renovating, and I love high-pressure cleaning. It's just that when trying to do something, it takes you an hour to get started in the rain while your kids are tearing the house down. You just go... But, still very happy over here, okay? If you think that I'm doing a half-decent job, that's true. But that's because I didn't tell you the actual purpose of what I'm doing. It's because they're gonna lay tiles over the stairs tomorrow. So the stairs itself are gonna be covered. Like, I don't actually need to do it. He told me he could just scrape it off. But if you're here, like when in Rome, you know, the only thing I really needed to do was the wall, because they're gonna fill the joints tomorrow. So I need to clear everything out. And I know that some of you will get your knickers in a knot over this, because you're not supposed to use a high pressure cleaner on stones like these. The stones here are fairly new, 30 or 40 years old. I would not use the high pressure cleaner on the facade of the chateau. So that's untie your knickers. Unknot. Sorry, I didn't mean to imply things here. Unknot your knickers, because this is for now. Like, I needed to get this done today. The best way to get moss out of the joints in the wet season is to just force them out. Otherwise, I would have done this with, I don't know, maybe vinegar or something and dry them out and do them by hand. But now this is just like, I have a day, I'm doing what I need to do. I might as well show you. So these are the stairs as they were. These are made of concrete. Once upon a time, they have been painted some kind of white. That is long gone. And now we have made the new terrace. Terrace? No. We have made the new pool area over here with the new floor tiles. And then our contractor had the idea to use the tiles that are actually on the edge of the pool to cover the stairs as well. And on the other end, you can see that this is an area that we haven't touched yet. It's something that maybe we'll do next year, but for now, the pool itself was big enough a project that we said, okay, leave it. You can see over here that he's done a great job because he's put the edging tiles on the stairs and then he made little pieces to go on the back. He's gonna do the joints in here tomorrow as well. And then, yeah, it'll be more cohesive. They did I keep saying joints. I feel like I should say grout. I don't know. They did the wall over here as well, and then they'll continue on here, filling everything, and over here as well with Monsieur. I'm a tad ashamed to film what I'm about to show you. Because it makes us look like swines. It's about the floor in our two front rooms, the salle à manger and the entrée salon. And it's a gorgeous floor. It's old stones. They're not even tiles, mind you. When we had them out 2 years ago, they're actually like icebergs. So top of them is flat, and then below the surface, they have like a point. So they're actual stones. And the joints, I don't know if that's the word. In French, it's joint. The little gaps between them. Hartstikke goed, Boebeke. The joints between them are, well, they're gone. Either they're gone or they're made really badly with cement, which is not supposed to be put on stones like these. And they're not in good shape. Give me 2 seconds to tend to my child. Okay, so what happens every time that we mop this floor, the water is just, it's not even brown, it's black. And it makes me feel like a disgusting person, but it's, I don't know, I guess it's just the floor. It's not a good floor to mop because your mop actually gets stuck in the grooves between the tiles. The structure of stones like these is that they're a bit open, so they're, I don't know words. I just don't know them. The structure has pores, so you can't put anything that's too acidic on it because that will damage the stones. It also means because it has pores, it keeps dust in there. Like it's what happens. Then this is the area where we pass through a lot. We come from outside to in. We pass from the kitchen to the living room. The dogs have their food bowls here. Just dogs in general, like they bring in dirt. And it feels like no matter how often we clean this floor, it never actually gets really clean. And that's what I'm talking to you about today, because I found a way to clean it as a first step into finally improving this floor and restoring it a bit. So this is the floor in question. I've decided I'm no longer going to apologize for any mess that we make because I live with 2 small kids and they make messes. That's what they do. And I'm not always in the mood to clean it. This is the floor. And here you can see it's this beautiful beige, and then we have these slate-like stone, except they're not really slates because also these are also quite thick. And you can see over here that it's a bit grimy. That's just it's there's a texture here, so dust gets dirt. Let me not say dust, but actual dirt. It gets stuck in here, and this is where you can see that like the grooves between them could be better. So then there wouldn't be so much dirt stuck in there. Um, and yeah, this is it. It's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, but it's just in rough shape right now. My husband is declaring that I'm nuts because I don't want to rent one of those machines that help you clean the floor. The ones on a stick with a big brush that rotate really hard and there's lots of water. And yes, that's great if you live in an industrial building. Over here, we have a lot of these tiles that are broken, that aren't fixed well. And I'm just afraid that if we run over it with a machine like that, it's going to damage the floor, pieces are going to get lost, etc. But I also know from experience by now that by just mopping or actually being on your knees with a scrub brush, it's not enough. And so I found these small scale brush for on the other machine. Words. Isn't that wonderful? And that way I get to actually really deep clean the floor without damaging it because I get to manage the broken pieces of the floor, like the where the tiles are a bit loose. I can fix them before I run over it with a big brush and stuff like that. And I'm gonna show it to you. These images might be shocking. So this is what I'm using. It's just warm water, black soap with linseed oil in it to nourish the stones a bit. My trusty, I don't know what this is called, and a cloth that, as you can see now, is bright orange. Let me warn you, it's not gonna stay that color. There you go. Plain old chocolate milk right there. You can already see the massive difference. Not done, done. And this is just like the first round done because you can see over here, I need some more attention here. And I've got the little version of the brush for the, again, words, the holes between the tiles. And when I do that, it will get better again. I haven't done the black ones yet. And I'm still also working on the soap distribution way because you can see over there, this whole area is quite slippery because I sprayed soap all over it. Yeah, so the system isn't perfect yet. And then, well, I just, I have just a tiny bit of surface to do because it's 2 rooms. The one back there has it as well. So wish my niece good luck. But I think I found a way to actually make this room a bit better. These 2 rooms. You can see it over here as well. You cannot because the sun is on it quite directly. But I've done 2 tiles over here as well to test it out. And yeah, it's looking marvelous. This is after round 2, where I have done just this one. Now you can see that the little spot over here is actually less dirty. You can see that the color is even more yellow and shiny than it was before. And I've now also done the black ones really well. And yeah, this, can you imagine what would happen if I would do this on all the floor tiles? This is going to be amazing. And of course, as with everything, this is not a job I'm going to do today. Like, I'm going to be doing this for probably the coming 6 months because I'm constantly going to be doing like a corner of the room, and I'm still trying to figure out, am I going to go full process for one corner, or am I going to do all the steps for all the surface of the floor in order? So the entire process would be clean them, get new grout in the joints, just, I don't know, making up words now. And then after that, we're gonna put some, really just should use a dictionary or something. There's stuff that you can put on old stones. My brain is crunching. Should I retake this? No, this is who I am. This is the way my brain works, folks. Um there is stuff that you can put on old stones and tiles, and it brings out their color because it nourishes them from the inside out. What I'm doing now with the black soap and the linseed oil also should be nourishing them a bit, but I mean, they've created actual stuff you can buy that does that better. So thinking about that, haven't made a decision yet. Depends on how it's gonna look after the floor cleaning. Then I want to put like a hydrofuge, French word, um, layer on it, so that makes it a bit repellent to water and dust and stuff like that without actually sealing it off, because this needs to breathe. Like old stones, our house needs to breathe. You can't seal it off. That's not what you do. So it needs to have a sealant that allows for the stone to breathe while still protecting it so it doesn't get this dirty again. So am I gonna do like clean everything and then do all the joints and then do everything, or am I gonna just go, okay, I'm gonna do these 4 square meters today, and then the next phase is the next 4 square meters, etc., etc. Haven't made up my mind about that yet. One of the tricky things here is that now I'm all excited because it looks so good, but it's wet. And it always looks really good when it's wet because then it looks well nourished. But then when it dries up, not so nice anymore. So, really waiting to see what happens now. Like the grime is off, that looks good. I've seen that on the other tiles as well. But for the black ones, they usually end up looking a little bit like this. Here you can see this is wet. I've just done these 4, just the big ones. And over here, I've done the black ones as well. You can see the difference because those are wet. So that's like, oh, it looks shiny and black. That looks good. But then once it dries up, it usually ends up looking like this. Yeah, you see my wet footprint on there? So they get really matte black and just not well nourished at all. So looking good, looking not so good. And I really wonder what's gonna happen. Can you imagine if everything actually would look like that all the time? That would be amazing. Things got out of hand. I I had the power washer and I was like, you know what? Well, I have the power washer and I'm all wet and dirty anyway. I might as well do these stairs to the pool area because that's gotten really mussy and really slippery. which I don't like for stairs. My kids walk here and like, it's nearly getting dark and I'm tired. And I also did half the stairs. I'm not planning on continuing with the power washer anytime soon. So I think that what's gonna happen is that when Jan comes home Sunday, he's gonna find a half done job. It's not gonna be a big surprise for him, I think, but I'm a bit bummed out. I thought this would be easier and quicker, but it wasn't because the moss on the sides that comes off quickly, but the moss on the actual stairs is, I don't know, different type of moss or something. I think I just need to attack it on a sunny day with some vinegar and a brush. I think that will be quicker than actually trying to blow it off right now. So that's my excuse for not finishing it. So this is what I thought. When I did this with the high pressure washer this week, the moss on the actual stairs didn't come off. Like the walls actually became really pretty, but on the stairs, they were like the moss was so tiny that I was afraid that I was going to damage the stone with the high pressure washer. But I did have an idea, and it does work exactly as I thought it would. Ta-ta-da-da-ta. There you go. It's coming up like this. And especially these on the front. Like, yes, please. Thank you very much. This is much, much easier. There you go. That's going to be a lot quicker. I am still a bit afraid if I scrape it too much with this thing that I will damage the stone as well, even though these are in really good state, so probably not, but still. So I might just get the biggest part, the slippery part off, and then leave the rest for when it's a sunny day and I can get some vinegar and a good brush and just give it some elbow grease. By the way, for those of you who are now panicking, I haven't yet checked what type of stones these are and if vinegar is the right product for it. I'm just like, vinegar and sunshine makes a good combination for moss, but I also don't want to damage the stone. So rest assured, I'll look into it beforehand before I pour something on here that's gonna make it even worse. Okay? Thank you. When editing, I realized that once again I did not film a proper closure for you, and I cannot let you go without closure. So I'm just gonna walk you through to the swimming pool and show you what it looks like now because it looks amazing. First off, we have the stairs that I also did. Look how mossless they are. And look how you can actually see the walls instead of just a curtain of green. I still need to do them with something because this is what they look like. But at least they're not slippery anymore, so I'm happy with that. First stop, Poseidon. You look, you can see his butt. This looks nice. They did the walls. They did the stairs. And they did his little square, which is looking so much better now. And then we continue on through a future project to the other stairs. Look how pretty. With the wall done, it looks amazing. They did that little wall as well. And what has happened here is that it looks so big. Before it was just the stairs, now it's like royal stairs. It's amazing, it's so big. And then, of course, the rest, like the lower steps, that little edge, we're gonna do that when we're actually gonna do this terrace. Same for that piece of the wall. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna do that stairs. Same goes for the outside of the wall. But you know, you gotta think in projects, otherwise you'll go nuts. So yes, I'm so happy with this. Look how nice it looks. And then from here, everything looks so clean and good, and can't wait until the sun actually shines for us to be here. There's another kind of big project that we did here last week, but I was in Holland and my husband, the non vlogger, did not film anything. We had an acquaintance of ours come in with a very big digger, and he actually redid the terrain all throughout the pool area. So he rooted out all the brambles, and there were some 10 or something, like hazelnuts that has sprouted up as trees. Over there, he did acacias, and it's one of those things that really makes you see the potential. It looks already so much better, but in some places it looks much worse. So this is something that you'll definitely see come by in the coming months as well, because we now have to do something with the whole new terrain as well. Otherwise it's just going to be lots of weeds and brambles again. Thank you so much for checking out another one of our videos, and yeah, I'll keep them coming. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more. Like if you want to actually be notified when we post something new. And I will keep trying to post every week. I also sometimes get cut up by life. Life gets lifey here. So maybe I'll miss a week here and there, but in general, I'll try to film and edit and post every week. So yeah, click subscribe if that's something you'd be interested to see in the future as well. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye.